29th, 1999, becoming president 10 months later. Opposition supporters in Moscow are marking the occasion with a third weekend of protests over the exclusion of candidates from the upcoming city council elections. Last weekend, over 600 people were detained in the city during protests, and the weekend before, there were almost 1,400 arrests. Well, we're joined now from Moscow by pro-democracy activist and author Natalia Chernovskaya, who joins me this morning. Morning to you. Now, it's an interesting case. You were a candidate, willing and ready to stand, but you're not able to. Can you tell me what happened?
Yes, I am now an ex-candidate, and I was actually going to be a spoiler, and I didn't know that. And while I was in the process of getting registered and trying to collect signatures, I realized that this is a whole factory of spoilers. This is the system that the authorities have worked out a long time ago.
Can I just...
and this system guarantees the victory, so-called victory, of a candidate approved by the authorities. And
what do you mean by spoiler? What do you mean by spoiler?
Spoiler is a fake candidate who is only there for this list, to pretend that this is a real election, that there is a choice, but in fact there is no choice. And those spoilers are used to smear protest votes. You know what I mean? So they use administrative resource to vote for the right for the approved candidate, for the candidate approved by the authorities. And the rest of the candidates, they get like 3%, 4%, 5%. They never get through. They're not supposed to win, and they're only there for this fake election, for this fake democracy.
So it's fair to say you wouldn't consider there to be democracy then in Russia right now?
No way. Everything is fake. There's no democracy. It's a fake democracy. We are in the authoritarian regime, and a lot of people now get out to protest because they want Putin gone, and they want this regime gone, and they are tired of this life.
Several people who were going to be candidates are actually in prison. What do you think about the increasing presence of the police in the protests we've seen over the last 2 weeks, and do you think this weekend might have any different outcome?
Now we are building up this protest, and we are building up the number of people on the streets, because this is the only thing that is critical. Before this July, before this summer, we didn't get enough people on the streets, like 10,000, 15,000, but it's not enough. Moscow is a multi-million city. We have 20 million people living here, and we need at least 500,000 people on the streets to change power. And they use police, they use their Rosgvardia. This is some kind of illegal police, Putin's personal army. And they use it because they have no other means. They cannot just leave. Putin cannot just leave. He has crossed a line a long time ago, and now he can only force his way through to make it as long as he can make it.
Thank you for speaking to us. Natalia Chernovskaya, opposition candidate, would have been opposition candidate in those upcoming elections in Moscow. Now, the EU has postponed a decision on whether